What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Married to Reality. I'm your co-host, John, here with my wife and co-host. When she gets dressed to go out, she's the one to ask, can you see my underwear in these pants? It's the one and only Teresa.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Thong check. Can I get a thong check?
I forgot what I'm supposed to say when we get started. I'm like, hello. So, hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? And I mean, yes, I have a few outfits. I have to make sure that the undies isn't showing.
We do a little outfits the segment every night we go out. It's like, can you see my thong? Can you see my underwear?
Or can you see my bra that I'm not wearing?
Uh-oh. Hello.
I mean, girls, you know that letting the girls just run in the wilderness is the best feeling ever. I don't know, but sure. I'm talking to the girls.
I know. The ladies.
The ladies.
Which was not. Let's just. If you guys listen to the Married at First Sight podcast and were wondering what song was Teresa thinking of, that was like, ladies. Ladies. You probably didn't guess it. I certainly did not guess it because the song had nothing to do with ladies.
I really thought that the song says ladies.
It says, to the window, to the wall. It's Little John, Get Low.
Yeah, it's Get Low. Ugh, I really thought he was saying ladies, Get Low.
It's okay. So if you guys were at home scratching your head just as I was.
I almost feel like he should have said ladies, Get Low.
Now you know.
When you were dancing.
Yeah, maybe he says
and then
ladies
like,
somewhere.
And gentlemen, no, he doesn't because I looked at the lyrics.
Oh, so you're just 100% wrong.
100%.
It's okay. It was
but
fun.
It's a good song.
It was a fun little back and forth. You know how trying to figure it out.
John spent so much time just trying to figure it out, searching for all of the songs that say ladies, and then I just went to old school hip hop playlist on Spotify.
Yeah. And you found it.
And here it was.
Little John, Get Low. Yeah. All right. What's up, guys, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to this episode. What an episode. I love this season.
I love this season.
I love this season.
I really, really do. And I'm not saying it just because we're covering it. I love it.
No, I would tell you. When we had a Below Deck episode that I didn't like, I said, nah, not my favorite. I thought
but we still enjoy it.
Oh,
if we didn't enjoy it, we wouldn't be here. Let's just be honest with our friends.
Well, we're not going to give up halfway through a season. We'd finish covering it. But we're not going to lie.
I mean podcasting.
What do you mean?
If we didn't finish this crazy shit show, whatever we podcast, Maps, 90 Day, Below Deck, we wouldn't be doing it if we didn't have fun with it.
I know, but I'm saying some seasons take a turn for the worse and we wouldn't just give up on the season. We'd keep going.
No, we wouldn't, but we also always make the best of it.
Yeah. Well, this is neither here nor there because I'm loving this season. And especially this episode, it brought so much joy.
It was good. It was good.
To my heart. I hope it brought some joy to your hearts at home. But we'll talk about it in a second. Before we do, a little housekeeping. If you're not following us on social media, you should be. At Married to Reality Pod on Instagram, especially. You can follow us on Facebook too. Just search Married to Reality. But I'd say come over to Instagram. We post memes. We update you on news, things related to the podcast. You guys can message us. That's a little chat we have going back and forth.
Yes.
It's our own little WhatsApp where you message us, we message you, we have fun, we talk about the show. And we love it. So come over there to Instagram at Married to Reality Pod. Also, make sure you're following the podcast. This one, the one you're listening to. It's so easy to follow. You look down, you smash that follow button.
Guys, smash it like it's as hard as Eve's G-string.
Oh.
Really?
That wasn't hot.
Well, I mean,
no,
she's in a good shape. She's in a good shape, no?
Well, then, yeah, her body's hot, but showing your G-string,
I mean, that wasn't hot, but...
That was not hot. You blew it. You blew it, so it was. I mean, we'll talk about it, but I didn't think it was hot.
It wasn't hot, but...
I'm kind of siding with...
She's in a good shape.
Her body's hot. She's hot, but showing your G-string out in public...
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe if you're a single lady, but as someone in a relationship, I would say... I want that for me. Like, that's a special benefit I get for being in a relationship is I get to see that. Not everyone gets to see that.
Okay, Mohamed.
No, it's not a... do you get no perks for being the boyfriend or fiance or husband? What, you get what everyone else gets? No, there should be something special that I get.
I mean, you're right.
Okay.
And And I can assure you that you're getting all the special stuff.
All the special stuff.
All the special stuff.
So smash it like it says, how does Eve's body? Let's just go with her body's hot. Not showing your thong to thong, thong, thong. I guess. You know.
Meh. All right, let me do my number 2.
Do number 2.
Guys, smash it like it's as hard as Kara's balloon installation.
You're struggling today. That was terrible. That was honestly, that was a terrible
That was
display.
pretty good.
You liked it?
I like balloons. Give me a balloon and I'll be happy.
Terrible display.
I didn't like it as much as she showed us the previews with the gate and the little dinosaur. That was cool.
The what in the dinosaur?
It was like a gate.
Okay.
And a dinosaur at the bottom.
Not familiar with that, but
when we were introduced to the couples,
yeah, she kind of half-assed this arrangement.
this was a ballooned wall, and I'm sure she used the high school colors.
This was a balloon cluster. It looked like if all the balloons just got loose and congregated at the ceiling, and then she just pulled them down and stuck them on a wall. That's what this looked like.
You know nothing about balloons.
Good. Good. No need to.
I thought it was good. I'm a sucker for a good balloon. Or a balloon installation.
I'm with you. I don't think this was a good balloon installation. This was a half-assed. This is your high school reunion. Don't you want to make a splash? Don't you want to show the best of your ability?
It was step and repeat made out of balloons.
It was atrocious. I would step all over those balloons and I would repeat it until they were all popped.
What would you do?
I wouldn't have a balloon installation.
Why not?
I would have a step and repeat. If you want something to take photos against, have something that says the class year you graduated. Have your initials.
Tacky.
Balloon wall is tacky. Are you kidding me? I would take
love me some balloon.
I would take a dart like I was at a carnival and I would start throwing at it and popping it and asking, where's my prize?
What?
Let's move on.
What kind of a carnival did you go to as a kid?
You've never done the carnival game where there's balloons stuck to a wall and you have to pop
why would you destroy a balloon?
That's the target and you try to pop it. If you pop.
You Americans.
I'm sure you've done it.
No, I have not.
Okay, well, we'll do it next time.
We don't do stuff like that in Czech.
Okay.
We buy the inflatable balloons and we keep them in the house until they die out.
Okay, we do that here too in our apartment. And 2.5 months after our birthday, we say it's probably time.
Well, you were the one this time that was like, didn't want to let go of the balloon.
There was a helium shortage. I didn't want to waste the balloon. I wanted to get every last drop out of that thing.
You sure did in that balloon.
It was on our floor for a week before it was like, all right, we should probably get rid of this thing. Anyway, you're following the Instagram at Married to Reality Pod. You're following the podcast. Last but not least, if you haven't left a review, if you could, it really helps the podcast. It helps us. It hopefully shouldn't take you that long, 5 seconds, 10 seconds to rate. A little bit longer if you want a review. You can rate on Spotify, rate on Apple Podcasts. You can write something on Apple Podcasts.
And we love it when you write things,
And we love it when you write things. And someone did write something that I would like to read, okay?
Love it.
This one comes to us from our friend Topper's mom.
Hello, Topper's mom.
Hello, Topper's mom. 5 stars. Titled,
Love it.
Love this podcast.
Love it, love it.
I love their banter about reality TV. They notice things in these shows that I miss. They are light and airy and a lot of fun. I look for the recap after each new show.
Oh,
thank you, Topper's
I
mom.
love that. Thank
How about
you.
our banter on helium balloons? Do you enjoy that, Topper's mom? Or just the reality TV?
Well, I'm glad we have John here because I'm not really the fact check girl.
What do you mean?
I miss a lot of things too, but you are very detail oriented, so you always bring the attention to those little things that I also miss. I'll be honest.
It's funny that attention to detail is what you call it, because I think what it actually is I start getting bored with what's happening in the scene and I start looking around.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, look at that. Did you see that over there? I think that's actually what it is.
Interesting. I have a really good attention to details when it comes to other things. But when I'm watching the show, I'm focusing on the people. Unless
that's good.
there is something on their heads or on their bodies, I don't usually see what's going on in the background.
I think that's good.
But we have you. We have you for that here.
And I think that's why this works, is you pay attention to what's happening in the story, and I'm like, oh, look it.
A goat.
Oh, look, a goat. Yeah. All right. How about a little 90-day, by the way?
Yes.
Okay. Number 1. We talk a lot about Stepanka's business ventures, right? She's farting in jars. She's sweating in jars. There's another 90-dayer who is giving her a run for her money in a less sexual way,
Okay.
but still out there, entrepreneur, trying to cash in, trying to make that money. Jesse Meester.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
I randomly decided to go to jessemeester.com because sometimes there's slow news weeks. Can't find a by the way worth talking about, so I start doing some digging.
And for our friends who don't know who Jesse Meester is, it's Jesse from Darcy and Jesse, her first lover.
And now Jesse and Jennifer.
Yes.
Yes. So jessemeester.com. Okay. About the only thing he doesn't sell is jars of farts. He sells everything else. So you get to his homepage, it's luxury real estate listings. And when I say luxury, the listing price of these properties is between $2 million and $10 million.
Wait. Is he a real estate agent now?
So here's the thing. I think he might be. I think he might be a real estate agent. But I have a hard time believing he's actually representing these properties, these $10 million properties. So I'm wondering, did a real estate company pay him to put these on his website? Is he getting a little commission or just a fee to post and advertise them? Because I have a hard time believing he's selling $10 million homes.
He could. If he has a license to do that.
But you can't, don't you have
and
to
he has
start
the
small?
following.
Yeah.
There are people who would trust him with that stuff if he is licensed.
These are all in Spain, I believe, which I know he was talking about moving to Spain, getting a villa. So these are all in Spain. So he could be. But then I go, if he's selling $10 million properties, why is he selling all this other stuff on his website? Like custom jewelry. He's got some pieces. He's got a necklace, a heart necklace, $1,600.
What?
He's selling it, yeah. I think it's gold.
He's trying.
He's selling a ring for $1,600.
Is that even real? Like, what kind of a ring?
I think he partners with people. And again, I think it's kind of what he's doing with real estate. He's partnering with these companies. He's doing these collabs. And he's selling a 14-karat gold bracelet for $2,800.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's selling, yes.
I was just going to add, if first I thought that he and Jennifer make these and sell them for $3,000.
No.
Well, if he partners up, he's basically promoting that shit.
Exactly. Yeah. So he's got the houses, he's got the jewelry. If that's out of your price range, but you still want a piece of Jesse, he's selling a book on intermittent fasting for $25.99.
It's really, really hard.
So he's diversifying, right? And then one other thing he's selling, a 1-hour Skype session with him. $400, but on sale right now for $360. Okay?
So he gave us $40 off.
Yes. But that's kind of why I don't think he's truly all in on this real estate. If you were selling $1 million properties, are you also selling jewelry and a book and Skype sessions?
You know how rich people get rich?
Diversifying.
Yeah. Who knows? But
maybe.
Good for him.
Check it out. jessemeester.com.
I know a lot of people either love him or hate him. I feel nothing towards him. I don't hate him and I don't love him.
Yeah.
But I think he's better off with Jennifer. Because as much as I love our girl Darcy's nuts.
Yeah.
Darcy's nuts.
They're not right for each other.
No.
Okay, that's Jesse, jessemeester.com. Check it out. Wild site. So much is happening over there. By the way, number 2. And I'm ashamed to admit I didn't know this before, but there is an American reality TV awards show.
I've heard of it.
Okay. For some reason, there's no date yet. You go to the website, it just says summer of 2022. So a little loosey-goosey.
Is this a new thing? No, it's not.
No, it's the 9th annual award show, which
I've heard about it.
Strange that you've been doing it 9 years and you can't pin down a date for this thing. It's just summer of 2022.
They're being mysterious.
And it's a legit show because I was researching it. I've never seen it, but I started to do a little fact-checking on it. Last year's presenters, a bunch of them, Amy Schumer was a presenter last year. Carol Baskin was a presenter last year. Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
This is Carol Baskin.
Brian Austin Green was a presenter.
Oh, from 90210.
Yeah, right? Sounds like a legit show. They just don't have a date yet. But the reason I want to talk about it is because a couple of our favorites are nominated.
Oh, can I guess? Can I guess?
For Best Docuseries.
Darcy and Stacey.
No.
Okay.
For best docuseries,
90 Day, the
90
OG.
Day, 90 Day Fiance.
Woohoo!
Also nominated for best overall show. Okay. Now, Teresa, you can say, for reality royalty,
Darcy and
Stacey are nominated, and they have to go against Colt for his appearance in The Single Life, and Chantel for Family Chantel.
Me.
Yeah. Voting is closed, unfortunately. I should have brought this story to us sooner. Voting is closed, but if you want to stay up to date, you can text ARTAS to 40691, and you'll get updates on the award show. We'll find out when it is, hopefully. I hope they stream it live. And good luck to 90 Day and our girls, Darcy and Stacey.
Absolutely.
Good luck to them. All right. That is 90 Day, by the way. How about we get into this show?
Let's do it.
Sunday night, 90 Day Fiance. Season 9, episode 7. It keeps getting better, folks.
And better.
It keeps getting better and better. And let's start with one of my favorite couples.
Eve and Mohamed.
82 days to wed, and I can see your underwear. I can see everything.
He's like, are you sure you are going with this coat? And at first I didn't see it. And I was like, wait a minute, she's wearing a long dress. What's your problem? And then John looks at me. He's like, did you see it? And I'm like, no, he's just complaining to complain.
Rewind.
Yeah. And I'm like, holy shit, you can actually see her G-Tank.
Yeah. Forget the coat. Change your dress or your underwear.
No, you have to wear the invisible undies that I wear.
Yeah.
Made by Calvin Klein. Not a sponsor, but you can wear them underneath anything. And they're very thin. And you don't know. People don't see that you're wearing underwear.
Or go commando. Don't wear any undies.
That's unhealthy.
Oh, is it?
You want to make sure you have something.
Don't go commando. Wear something down there. But let's talk about this because we talked a lot about Mohamed's controlling behavior. I don't think this is controlling. I think this is just like, hey, your ass is showing.
Yes. She should have, you could tell it was black. So it should have been a nude color and something that's thin. Again, the invisible undies, guys. Check it out.
It's just tacky. It doesn't look good, right? Like if you can see underwear, it's not a controlling thing. I think it's a fashion thing. It's like, hey, that doesn't look good.
No, it's true. Maybe in the 90s, we all were showing our G-Tanks. Oh, yeah.
I don't know what you're saying.
What?
You're like G-Thang.
G-Tank.
Yeah, you're like, ain't nothing but a G-Thang, baby.
What is it? You say it.
Well, you're like creating a new product. There's G-strings. And then there's thongs.
Oh my God, Adam.
I let it go the first time. I thought you'd correct yourself on the second time. But you're like, yeah, we used to show our G-Thangs.
That's not what it's called.
No, it's called a G-string or a thong. Yeah.
It's like G-Tang Clan.
Yes, Wu-Tang Clan.
Well, I know Wu-Tang Clan. I know Gravel Pit.
Yes. But
well, okay, maybe it came, and I've been probably calling this type of underwear wrong for my entire life.
Yeah.
In Czech, we call
and Dr. Dre.
We call it tanga.
Ooh.
So G-Tang is like me thinking of G-string.
Yeah, but tanga is like thong.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, G-Tang.
No, it's a Dr. Dre song, but
is it?
Ain't nothing but a G-Thang, baby.
So what does it mean?
Well, G-Thing, I can't get into the lyrics of that song. I have not been to genius.com to figure it out, but I think G-Thing is probably like a gangster thing. Ain't nothing but
Oh!
I don't think he's talking about his choice of underwear. I don't think Dr. Dre is wearing thong underwear. But who knows?
This is an epic fail.
Yeah.
If we...
But either way, do we...
G-string.
Yeah, G-string. Or just call it a thong.
A thong.
But either way, don't we agree? We don't want to see that.
No, we don't. We
on
don't
anyone.
see the thong.
On anyone.
No.
Save that for your private time. Right? It's lingerie. You save it for your private time.
Yeah, again, you guys are not in the 90s or in the early 2000s when we all wanted to show the thong.
Did we?
Yes.
I missed this.
Oh, yeah. Every single time you bend in class, you wanted to make sure
whale
everyone
tail?
sees.
A little whale tail?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You wanted to show that off?
Everyone.
In
Just
Europe?
to make sure. Oh yeah, just make sure that people know what you're wearing.
Call in, guys, and let us know if this was an American thing, because not my school, not in Connecticut. We were not showing off that thong.
Just a little bit.
I think that was a European thing, but who knows? Call in, let us know. Tell us what your underwear habits were.
Okay, let's meet the friends.
Let's meet the friends.
They got to the restaurant, met all the friends. They did this strange group hug.
Strange group hug, which started off on a nice foot. I thought, okay, this is nice. We're embracing everyone. We're accepting everyone. But it immediately went downhill after that group hug.
I don't remember. Oh, there was only one time I did a group hug. It was during our wedding.
Oh, that was
Towards
like a
the
group
end.
dance.
No,
right?
towards the end, it was me, you,
our
parents,
family,
and my grandma. We did
Yeah.
this group hug / dance.
Whose idea was it for this group hug?
I don't know.
I think, was it the friend? The friends were probably
someone
like,
said group hug.
the friends were probably like, I want to rub my boobs all over Mohamed
Oh, yeah.
and see
Oh,
how
yeah.
he reacts. See if he's going to melt.
Yeah, one of the friends or someone said group hug and they group hugged. But
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever group hugged anyone.
Probably group hug, but not
You
a
did?
first meeting. The first meeting, when you first meet friends, it's always, do I shake their hand?
That's what you do in Czech.
Do I hug them? Do I
No.
give a wave if it's COVID? They were just like, group hug, here we go. Right? They didn't care at all.
Well, it seemed like a nice start. So they group hugged it, right? Sat down and
Mohamed's first impression.
yes,
Mohamed's
Mohamed's
first-
first impression.
My first impression of Eve's friends, they're weird. I agree with Mohamed. A little weird.
Well,
Okay, maybe not weird. Rude. Can I say rude? Offensive? Infuriating? Any of those words?
I'm gonna say offensive for all the
Yes.
questions they ask. And let's talk about it, right? I get it. On one hand, I get it. You want to make sure your friend is being taken care of. There is this stranger came to America, gonna live with her, gonna marry her, right? They want to make sure that she's in good hands,
Yes.
right? I get that part, but there is a fine line that you should not cross. And they crossed it so many times.
They crossed it so many times. They crossed it so early on.
Oh my gosh.
There's a time and a place. And I get it. They're worried. They saw her throwing out her clothes. They saw her say, I got to cut back on my drinking. They're probably worried they're losing a friend. They're losing one of their girls for girls' night. And they're probably concerned, how controlling is he? Let's find out. But you don't do it second one, minute one that you meet him.
And one of them said, my husband. The other one's pregnant. It's not like they're 4 single ladies just like going crazy. I think they, at least some of them, do have significant others.
Right.
So it's not like, oh my gosh, we're going to lose Eve. She's not going to be the single girl anymore. No, half of you are not single either.
Right. And so they start grilling Mohamed, which hard, so ridiculous, such a bad energy to bring to a first meeting. You're meeting your good friend's fiance, and this is the first impression you want to make?
And Mohamed picked up on the boobs, right? He says,
hello.
they're showing their boobs because I'm Muslim. So I have a thought here. I think their outfits were fine. You can wear whatever you want, right?
Yes, of course.
You wear whatever you want. Unless there is a deeper thought behind it, thinking, let's go a little wilder tonight. Because it's not like, oh, going to a club, going to a bar. They went to dinner, right?
Yeah.
Unless they thought, let's really like show it off and see if he gets uncomfortable.
It's such a good point. It all comes down, for almost everything, it comes down to what's your intention.
True.
And so if their intention was, it's girls' night, I'm dressing up how I want to dress up, that's fine. You do you. If your intention is, let's see if we can upset Mohamed. Let's see if we can make him uncomfortable. Let's see if we can bait him so that he says something about what I'm wearing. So wrong. So wrong. So that's a good point. Wear what you want. But if it's devious, if it's to try to make Mohamed uncomfortable, then I have an issue with it.
Yeah.
And this line of questioning, I think, was to make Mohamed uncomfortable.
Oh my gosh.
The first question is, have you had any other serious relationships? Like, forget who this man is, what country he's from, what religion he is. Why are you asking
Mohamed
this?
was like, Yes, I talked to her parents about engagement, but she broke up with me because I don't have any money.
no money. I didn't get my allowance that week.
Oh my gosh.
So it's so ridiculous. And then the questions keep coming. What did you think when you found out Eve is double your age? And we've talked about it before. In these circumstances, yeah, you don't always have the best answers. You're in the hot seat. There's a lot of pressure. You want to say the right thing. And English is not your first language.
Yes, and a lot of these foreigners do it, not just Mohamed, almost every foreigner, when they meet their friends and family, they say things that come out so wrong.
Right.
Maybe some of them mean it, but I think most of them just don't understand what they're saying and how it actually sounds, right? They can be excited about America or something. It's going to come out wrong.
Yeah, and his response to what'd you think when you found out Eve was double your age wasn't bad. He just said, she's still pretty. It's a harmless response. It's not necessarily the most thoughtful response or what you want to say, but it wasn't bad. But then the questioning continues, right? Nothing he says will satiate their appetites. They just want to keep digging and digging and digging. And this is, I think, the worst offense, this question here, when they said, have you ever been intimate with any other women, Mohamed?
What kind of a question is it? Forget that he's a foreigner.
Forget he's
a Muslim.
Why are we asking our best friends, significant others, if they've fucked other women?
Gee.
It's crazy. And when he says no, of course they can't just be like, oh, Eve must be so special that she's the one, that you chose her. Great first choice, right? No, they're like, I don't know. How'd you know what to do then? Did you watch porn, Mohamed? Did you watch porn? It's bonker. It's bananas that this is the line of questioning, that this is being asked of this man the first minute they meet him.
I mean, he definitely knows and watched some porno because he knew that word. But hey, I mean, been there and done that, all of us, right?
Yeah, and again, if Eve wants to ask these questions, fine. You should. Eve should ask these questions. Am I your first? What? Oh, you're good. Okay, maybe I'm not your first. For the friends to ask this the first time, even the 10th time they meet Mohamed, it's so distasteful. It's so cringy. And it rubbed me the wrong way. I really lost almost all respect for these friends. And then they're like, all right, well, we've heard from Eve how you guys met. Mohamed, what's your take? I want to hear from you. How did you guys meet? And Mohamed says, well, I saw her profile and I messaged her. And the
bikini profile.
The friend's like, oh, yeah. We heard she was wearing a bikini in that photo, huh? You like that then, but now it's a problem? And Mohamed goes, well, since I've been here, she wears dresses because that's what makes me comfortable. And Eve's like, yeah, even coming here, Mohamed was worried about me wearing this dress. He made me change. Yeah, because we could see your ass crack, Eve.
Yeah, I don't think she understood why he asked her to wear a longer jacket. Because he didn't ask her to change. He said, can you wear a longer jacket? I wish he told her, I can see your G-string.
Hey, your G-dang.
Can you wear different undies so it's not showing? I don't think
Such a reasonable request.
I don't think he fully told her why he's asking her to change the jacket. And then she took it all wrong. Listen, I think she should be able to wear whatever she wants. He should also respect it. They should just meet halfway.
It's compromise.
They need to talk about things, right? That G-string was not tasteful.
So it was very tacky.
I feel like even if he was okay with her wearing whatever, he should have told her, like, girlfriend, just change your undies.
If he was pro that G-string, I would be concerned. If he's like, yeah, wear that dress where I can see your G-string, girl. I'd be like, this is very concerning behavior, right? We should not be seeing anyone's G-strings, I don't think.
No,
Call me old-fashioned.
Not anyone's underwear.
Exactly.
I once, when I worked in New York, I had to go to the store and buy different underwears because I was wearing a dress. It was a lighter dress. And my pocketed underwear was showing. And my friends from work, they were like, girl, have you seen yourself in the daylight?
Oh, how controlling of those friends.
Right? And I'm like, no, why? They were like, polka dot today. Polka dot. I was like, fuck. So I went to the store. I just ran out. I went to the store, and like you don't wanna look like that. It's so not tasteful.
Leave something to the imagination.
Not even that. It's just not tasteful.
Yeah. So I didn't like when Eve brought that up to the friends because that's a personal conversation that two of you are having at home. I think he was looking out for your best interest in that moment. I don't think he was trying to be controlling. I think he was like, your whole ass is showing. Maybe you want to change. And Eve takes it and tells her friends and tries to be like, look at how controlling he is. He was worried about me just wearing this dress.
Okay. I think there is a side of him that is trying to be controlling.
Oh, completely.
He is controlling.
Completely.
But this underwear moment, he should have just told her that it's visible and it doesn't look good.
Right. But if you want to have an honest discussion about his controlling behavior, we need to use real examples.
Yeah.
Not everything he does. It waters it down if you just go, oh, he's being controlling because he doesn't want Eve's G-string to show. Let's use real examples because there are plenty of real examples of him being controlling.
Mm-hmm.
Every little thing he does is not necessarily because he's trying to be controlling.
Yes. Well, speaking of being controlling, right? Mohamed was like, I don't know why women here don't want to be controlled. For so many reasons, Mohamed.
Yeah, you went too far there for sure.
Yeah, you
I'll
went
take his side a lot.
too far. So speaking of crossing the line, this is the line he crossed.
Yes.
No one wants to be controlled, Mohamed.
No.
We live in a free world.
Yes.
What we do is we talk about things,
Yes.
not control each other, right?
No one should be controlling anyone, 100%. Yes, I'll defend him a little bit this episode. That was too far.
Yeah, but
sure.
again, think about it. That's the culture
Right.
he comes from. That's all he knows.
Right.
That's all he knows.
Right.
So on one hand, we judge him because we are Westerners. This is not how we live in America, right? Freedom. This is all he knows.
I know.
This is all he knows.
Yeah. And then to the camera, he calls Eve's friend stupid because he says they got those big old boobies just hanging out there tempting me, trying to get me to latch like young Coben over here. But but they don't want me to judge them, but they want to judge me. That's how stupid they are.
Yeah, crossing the line again. Don't call them stupid.
Don't call them stupid. And yeah, don't judge them for how they choose to dress. If you want to have control over Eve, which you shouldn't, and I don't think you do, but okay. But you definitely don't have control over her friends.
No.
So you should leave that alone.
Well, let's just take a moment and think about the fact that he keeps bringing up the boobs a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He loves that.
He's a boobs man.
He loves that.
He's a boobs man.
He loves that.
So then they leave the restaurant, and it's a very quiet, intense car ride home.
Before we move on, let's just do a safety segment.
Oh, a seatbelt check?
Honestly,
do a seatbelt check?
That's the one thing. I don't drink and drive. I drink and I drive. I don't put these two together.
Okay.
I know in America you can have a few drinks and it's fine. I'm coming from Europe. I don't mix these two, right? But having a seatbelt, it's a must. Click at your ticket. It's a law.
Explain though, and maybe we have. Explain why you won't have one beer in Czech and drive.
Because in Czech we have a zero tolerance, and I grew up like that.
Yeah.
And it basically, if you have one beer, they can take your driver's license away from you for years, and you get a big ticket. And I just don't feel comfortable. Obviously, I can drive after a beer or two, but it's just it's in my head. But I'm not judging anyone. John has a beer and drives, and that's fine.
That's the law here. Right?
Yes.
You're not coming from your country and telling me how to live my life.
I'm not, but I'm telling you, hey, if I have 2 beers at dinner or 2 glasses of wine, I don't want to drive. You do the driving because I just don't feel comfortable.
I found it so interesting when I learned there was a zero tolerance in Czech because you think Europe, it's crazy.
I don't think it's just Czech. I think it's in most European countries.
Yeah, but it's interesting because you have so much leniency. You started drinking when you were probably 14. But
well, I mean, let's just not say it in case my parents are listening. But
then the flip side is Europe's loose. Legally you can drink at 18.
Yeah.
But they are tight with the laws. Mm-hmm. So it's an interesting.
Which is smart because alcohol, that's the thing. It's very easy to go from 1 or 2 beers to 5 or 6. And that's where you start losing your control. But okay, laws in the US, I don't judge it at all. But the law is to wear a freaking seatbelt. Come on, Mohamed.
I guess every state.
It's a law.
In every state?
I'm pretty sure it's the law.
Either way, and especially you're on TV.
Absolutely. Honestly, even if it's not the law, it's good for your safety.
Right. It's like a big G-string across your chest.
Exactly.
Oh,
also, what car does she drive?
It's like an old minivan.
Me.
Come on. I thought you were doing Mohammed's voice.
No, I was just doing the car.
Okay. So they're in the car, they're talking, and Mohammed's like, I respect your culture and the differences between here and Egypt, but your friends don't. They don't respect me. They judge me the whole time. And he says he's disappointed because when he has these conversations with Eve, he wants to keep them private, which I get.
I get that too, yeah.
You want to keep it private. And Eve's like, well, we had that big fight back in the summer, so I told my friends about it. And what the fight was is apparently back in the summer, Eve went on vacation. She wore a two-piece bathing suit. Okay. And they start arguing. And here's, again, I don't want to take Mohammed's side too much because I don't want to deal with the backlash. But he is mad about the two-piece. He's mad she wore a bikini. I think he's more mad that she lied because apparently she told him, I'm not going to wear a bikini. And then she did.
Yeah, I think that's on her too. Again,
that's my issue.
She should be able to wear a bikini.
100%.
Totally.
She could go topless. She should be able to go topless
Absolutely.
if she wants.
But don't lie about it.
Don't
You're right.
say you're not going to wear a bikini. And then, because then I go, okay, well, what else are you lying about?
Yeah.
Trust is so, so important, especially in a long distance relationship, which they were in. Mm-hmm. And so for her to go, yeah, I'm not going to wear a bikini. And then he finds out she did, you lose all trust. I think he's really mad about the lie and not about the bikini.
Oh, no, he's mad about the bikini too.
I guess, but...
Because that's his mindset. He doesn't want anyone else to see her body. And again, she either needs to accept his culture and embrace it, or tell him, it's not going to happen. You need to accept my culture or meet halfway. Otherwise, that's not going to work. It's not going to work.
And it seems like they tried to meet halfway because Mohammed goes, or Eve said she stopped eating pork and cut back on drinking. And so it does seem like she's trying.
Well, that's her trying to meet him halfway.
Right. And it doesn't seem like she's going to convert. And that's okay. You don't have to. You could find this middle ground. Clearly, we know Mohammed broke some of the commandments, right? He slept with her before marriage. He lives in her house. So he's not that pure when it comes to this. So I don't think she needs to be 100%. So it's all about compromise. What's going to work for you? What's going to work for you? And Mohammed goes, dress however you want, drink wine, whatever. Don't get married. Are you really going to choose a bikini over me? And
let's see.
He tells the camera, if Eve decides to follow her friends, well, I'm not going to be a part of that. I'm going to go home.
And I loved that he said it because that almost assured me that he's here for her. He didn't come to pursue anything in America. He came for her so she can be his second mom and take care of him, right? But he said if things are not going to work out, if she's going to keep doing things that I don't agree with, I'm just going to go back home.
And I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that. I think he really did come for her and he wants to make it work. But yeah, he's got no interest in America. He doesn't like the American way.
No.
So I buy that. I think he's maybe sacrificing a good deal to move here because Eve can't move to Egypt. So he's like, all right, I'll suck it up. I know I don't love the American way. I don't love the way the boobs are out at the restaurant. I don't love the way the wine is flowing, but I love Eve, so I'm gonna put up with it.
Okay, he does love the boobs out because you can even see it in Egypt. Like,
he loves those boobs. Doesn't
people go on a vacation in Egypt. Like, you see the boobs in Egypt. Let's say if you work at the resort or something, you see it, right?
Okay.
He loves seeing it, and there must be part of him that love the American culture. Otherwise, why would you move?
Because he loves Eve.
Yes. But Eve comes with this whole thing around her, right?
Yeah.
You need to adjust to it. You need to adjust. You have to meet it halfway.
Absolutely.
Whatever it's called. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So just coming here for Eve, it's not going to work.
No, he needs to adapt.
Yeah.
I agree. They get home. They're still in that argument. Eve grabs some blankets and sleeps on the couch. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
We'll see what's going to happen
Let's see.
next.
It didn't take long for it to get tumultuous, this couple. It took about an episode, and things are going awry already. So let's see. I'm intrigued. I love it. I love this couple. So fingers crossed they keep delivering.
My new favorite couple.
Oh, boy.
Cara and Guillermo.
Cara and Guillermo. So
this is like like the American Pie, like a high school kind of show. Like, look at these two high schoolers.
Totally.
Or people who left high school but never actually. And I'm talking mostly about Cara, because out of all these people, Guillermo is the mature one.
100%. And it showed even more so in this episode.
And also, let's just take a moment. Would you ever bring me to your high school reunion?
No, because I wouldn't go to my high school reunion.
Okay, I would go to mine. I would bring you if it was said like, hey guys, let's all meet. Let's bring our significant others. Let's chit chat. Yes. If it's a legit high school reunion, I would not drag you into it, because honestly, you would not follow anything that would be happening.
Well, one, because it'd be in check.
True.
But two, yeah, it's all inside jokes. It's all, remember when we got so drunk at the football game when we were sophomore? Yeah, it's all inside jokes. It's all remember whens. And of course you don't want to go.
Absolutely. I would not want to go to yours. Like, I would be like, I'll pick you up if you want.
So it's high school reunion time. They're back at the brewery where they were the last episode.
They love the brewery.
They love the brewery, or someone they know owns the brewery, because it's not South Dakota. There's other places they can go hang out.
It's Virginia. I don't know.
It's Charlottesville. They got a downtown. They got things to do.
Oh, that's right. It's Charlottesville.
There's another place. I'm telling you, they went. This is the third time we're seeing it.
Third?
Well, we'll see it twice.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll see it 3 times this episode. They're setting up now, right? Cara brings Guillermo to the brewery because she's doing a balloon installation.
Yeah, he's her little helper.
They start blowing up the balloons. Guillermo's got some ideas, which I wish Cara would listen to, because unlike you, I think the balloon installation is atrocious.
Well, I think he's trying to tell her how to improve the way it's structured.
Yes, to make it look better.
Maybe,
She
yeah.
could use a little guidance, I think.
Well, I don't think she takes him seriously because he has no experience in working with balloons.
If he's a child like she thinks he is, then he's an expert in balloons.
He's like, just keep blowing the balloons, okay?
Just blow. Put those lips to work and blow. Yeah. So Cara tells the camera, so my ex is going to be at this reunion.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm sure he could say some things to Guillermo that may scare him, because I haven't totally changed my core values since I was 18. So much maturity, Cara.
You literally just said it. I didn't have to say it, Cara.
Right.
You just said it yourself. So stop calling Guillermo young or whatever.
Right. I haven't changed
right
since I'm
there
18.
with him.
I haven't changed in 9 years or
Did
10
you have a
years.
high school sweetheart?
I dated around in high school. There was one
From
girl.
the same high school?
Yeah.
I never dated anyone from my high school.
No?
No.
Well, who'd you date?
I
then?
had a high school boyfriend, but he went to a different high school.
How'd you know him?
From middle school. My mom was his teacher.
Yeah.
I know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was one girl I was kind of off and on with, but
Oh.
so were all the other guys. So
Oh, gee. Yeah, we were off and on too. It was not a relationship per se, but yeah, we met the last year of middle school, and then we went to different high schools.
well, too bad for him. Good for me.
Absolutely.
All right, cut to the nighttime. It's reunion time. I love how the only decoration at this party was the balloon wall. That was the only, right? There was 0 banners, signs,
I mean,
streamers.
it's a brewery. It looks cool itself.
It's cool. It would have looked better if there wasn't that shitty balloon wall.
I'm pretty sure that Kara's trying to promote her business. He's like, I'm just going to put up the balloon wall for everyone to see what I'm doing.
It was so
and
bad.
so it can be on TV.
It was so
It
bad.
wasn't bad.
So
I love balloons.
I know. Did you
I
notice?
love balloons.
Did you notice poor Guillermo, basically all alone by himself?
Yes, I hated it.
It was so rude of Cara. He's on his own and he's trying to meet people. You see him talking to people, but Cara's off doing her own thing.
Yeah, she shouldn't have brought him to her high school reunion.
To just leave him in the corner to fend for himself.
Yes, but she's excited to show him off because he's cute.
Yes. So who does Cara show him off to? None other than her ex-boyfriend.
Chris with a K.
Chris with a K is what I wrote down. I wrote this down because in high school, It was Kara and Chris, K and K.
KK.
And they wrote it on their book covers, and they wrote like backwards K, ampersand, normal K, and they'd had a little logo for their love. You're looking at me like
Who
I'm
did
crazy.
you date in high school?
You didn't write
No.
initials inside a heart.
No.
Neither did I, Teresa. Neither did I. So apparently Chris with a K was a jock in high school.
What does it mean?
A jock, like a sports guy.
Okay.
When they were dating. Now he raps. And I thought when Kara said that Chris raps, I thought maybe she means he wraps presents at Walmart around Christmas time or something. Maybe, right? But I found him on YouTube.
Oh.
And if you guys want to be treated to some of Chris with a K's raps, search Chris Wayne, Kris space Wayne, like Lil Wayne, although he doesn't rap like Lil Wayne. He raps much worse. Songs are very aggressive.
I like Lil Wayne.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying Chris Wayne is way worse than Lil Wayne. He's not even teeny Wayne, tiny Wayne.
Okay.
He's terrible. But you can find him. His videos have tens of views.
Tens of views.
Tens of views if you guys are interested.
It's probably all from today.
Maybe. But check it out. He goes hard. He goes hard in those rap songs. But it checks out. He is a rapper. At first, I thought, how could this be? He looks like he shovels snow for a living. Wasn't he wearing like snow pants? His outfit was ridiculous.
It's the style of the rapper.
His outfit was ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
But Chris comes in with that energy, telling Kara, you still look good, bro.
And let's get his favorite word. What it could be.
I think it starts with a B.
I'm going to say it's a bro.
It might be bro.
It's a bro.
It's
bro for sure.
When you call a girl bro, it has to be.
It's your favorite word.
It has to be your favorite word. And he keeps calling Kara
Everyone,
bro.
Everyone.
And he wants Kara to sing on one of his tracks, and it's a whole thing.
She's excited. She's like, yeah, absolutely.
K and K back together. Yeah, K and K Music Factory. Yeah. And so after they reconnect, Kara calls over Guillermo to meet Chris.
Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, what's up, bro? Nice to meet you, bro.
Again with the bro. And Guillermo was very surprised Kara was with someone like Chris.
That she was dating a bro.
A bro, yes. And Guillermo's like, so what did you guys do together?
He's like, bro.
Did you guys shovel driveways?
He's like, bro, homecoming king and queen. Bro, prom king and queen.
Best dress, bro. Bro, best dress. Look at me. Come on.
But he's like, bro, Kara's crazy. She's controlling. Crazy controlling, bro.
So
you need to learn how to say no, bro.
Here's a little tip, bro. Yeah, just tell her no. Tell her no, 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 no. You say no. Let me hear you say it. No. Louder. Like when I ask if people want to hear my music and they say no, that's what I want you to say. No.
When I say bro, you say no.
Bro.
No.
Bro.
No.
It's a new Chris Wayne song coming at you called Bro No.
I like what he just did. It was unplanned.
It was nice.
Good.
It was nice. So Chris is getting wasted. You can tell he's drunk.
Oh my gosh.
Who knows?
It's a high school reunion, John.
And he's like, bro, we were in love. Kara and I, bro, I don't know what you guys have going on, but we were in love.
Oh my gosh.
So Guillermo's...
Go. I was just going to say that Chris talked to the cameras. He's like, it's not going to work out. Guillermo is not enough of man for Kara.
Well,
I don't see this working out.
He hasn't even said bro once. He was there, hermano. So Guillermo was like, well, you guys are in love. You guys were best dressed. You guys prom king and queen. What happened? And Chris goes, well, I was in college, which is the biggest shocker of the story, is that he was in college. But he goes, I went back home for break. We were lying in bed. Her phone went off. She's asleep. So like a good boyfriend, I grab her phone and I go through her text messages. And it said, so good seeing you. That kiss was amazing.
Now we know what Kara learned to go through other people's phones.
He's like, so I woke her up and asked her, what is this? And I threw the phone and I left.
And Kara goes like, oops, I totally forgot about that.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, did it actually happen?
I don't remember that. And Kara tells the camera, I don't remember the story, but when he said that, I was like, oh yeah, I did kiss that guy in massage school.
Okay.
That sounds like the plot of a porn.
First of all, I feel like she's the type of person who tried like 150 jobs and she still can't find herself.
She is. She said it at the top of the show.
Yeah. And
if you've reached balloon artist, believe me, Teresa, you've tried a few other things.
Okay, don't cheat on the balloon art. I love it.
It's hardly art.
But Guillermo is disappointed that Cara cheated on Chris because it means once a cheater, always a cheater.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he asks, right? Or he asks later, how many times have you cheated?
Don't answer.
It's been a couple times.
So I think Kara's trying to portray herself as like the wild girl. Like she was so wild in high school. Oh my gosh, but she's still in high school. 10 years later, she is still in high school.
100%. Absolutely. Without a doubt. So the next day, back at Three Notched Brewery, I mean, the amount of times they show this logo and this name, it's either someone they know or they're paying for advertising.
They probably got a free keg.
A free what?
Keg.
Oh, got a free keg. Yeah. Keg with a K.
Keg with a K, yeah.
They start breaking down the balloons. They're talking about Chris with a K and the things that Guillermo learned about Kara's past. And Guillermo's like, you never told me you cheated on him. And I'm sorry, but it feels like lying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The cheating's not good, but you don't need to go and tell unless he asked, have you ever cheated on someone? You don't need to tell.
Yes, but Cara was like, so Guillermo meeting Chris was a little bit awkward. No shit, Cara. You brought Guillermo to your high school reunion and had him meet your ex, Chris.
Yeah, how do you think he felt?
Yes.
If you thought it was awkward, he probably thought it was the worst day of his life.
And Cara's like, I forgot I cheated on Chris. It's been 10 years ago. Like, ugh.
Yeah. And
isn't it the past in high school?
That's when Guillermo asks, how many times have you cheated on someone?
Don't answer.
Like, I mean, maybe twice.
Which means like 10.
Which is you multiply by 9, I think. Yeah. And Kara's like, well, how about when Chris with a K told you to tell me no? What did you think about that? And Guillermo was like, well, you do tell me what to do every time. You make me feel like I have zero power in this relationship. So maybe Chris with a K is onto something. Maybe I should tell you.
I think he was.
Maybe I should tell you no. And Kara's like, well, part of the reason we make a great couple is because we're not the same. 2 of me is too much.
Which is true.
One of you is too much, Kara. And Kara's like, it feels like you're trying to change. You're trying to change me a little. And Guillermo's like, well, I'm not the kind of person who will tell you what to do, but when I talk, I want you to hear me.
And here he says one thing that I was like, Guillermo is hands down the most mature person in this relationship, if not on this season, because he says, if you want a successful relationship, you need the respect.
Yes.
Finally,
Guillermo.
someone. And coming from the youngest person.
Yeah. Of course, we said it from episode 1 with this couple. Kara is so immature. She needs to act like Guillermo's immature to make her feel like she's mature. But she's a child. She acts like a child. She has done nothing to prove otherwise.
But many times, like, she owns up to her shit. It's the fact that she says, I'm so mature. Don't even say it. Just be yourself.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully Chris with a K makes an appearance again because
oh my gosh,
he was amazing.
Who is this guy?
He was amazing. Yeah. So that is Kara and Guillermo. I think we need to take a quick break. Let's take a quick break. I need a beer. I think if we're going to continue down this rabbit hole, we got Jibri and Miona coming up next. So let's take a quick break. Let's grab a beer and we'll be back in a second. And we're back.
Hello, Jonathan.
Hello, Teresa. How are you?
I'm good. How is it going?
Good. You ready to take a trip to the farm?
Oh, yeah, with this freshly cracked beer.
Oh, yes. All right. Jibri and Miona, they're going to Grandma's farm wearing matching pink jackets.
I'm all for matching outfits.
Really? Because I was gonna have a hot take on this.
Well, you and I, we have a bunch of matching outfits, but we don't necessarily wear them at the same time.
No.
We just like the same shit.
Let me have a hot take on this matching of outfits, okay? Because Miona says Jibri convinced me to match, right?
Yes.
Thoughts?
I think that he's so colorful and bold that he wants them to be matching. I think he enjoys it. And we have a really cool photo from the Grand Canyon when we were matching outfits.
Yes.
Because we both like the same hoodie.
Because we went on a vacation.
Yeah.
And we both got Grand Canyon hoodies and we took a photo of
And
ourselves.
we have a bunch of same shirts with the same design. And we usually give each other a heads up. It's like, hey, I'm wearing this shirt today. So we don't wear it at the same time.
We don't. And no one convinced the other person to do it.
True.
So here's
We just like the same stuff.
Here's my hot take on this. You want to talk about control. You want to talk about Mohamed controlling. Jibri convincing Miona to wear matching outfits, to me, is a way to claim her. To go, we're together, she's mine, clearly she's mine. We're two peas in the pod.
He says it. He said it's our statement showing everyone that we're together.
Exactly. And
but if he's fine with it, if she would hate it, I don't think if she hated it, she would have worn anything because she has her own personality and she has her own say.
The word convinced was used. It wasn't like, oh yeah, we decided to match all the time. It was like, Jibri convinced Miona.
Yeah, but it can also be like, oh, remember when I convinced you to go to this concert and you ended up loving it? Like, convincing doesn't necessarily have to be a bad word if the other person ends up liking it.
Let me have a hot take. To me, it seemed a little bit of a way to claim her. She is mine. As you can tell, we match. Just, okay. All right. Just one thought. All right. Let's talk about Grandma Shane, who is a wild, strong, radical lesbian feminist, which is what Jibri was going to name his band if Black Serbs was taken. But she is a vibe. Grandma Shane is a vibe.
Absolutely. She's a vibe. She has a little bit of blue and purple in her hair, which purple is the color of all the Czech babička's hair.
Yeah, reddish purple.
Yes.
This was a more blue purple.
Yeah, this was the cool way. My grandma just dyes her hair purple.
Yeah, just like all one
including her
color.
Ears.
What?
My grandma always accidentally puts dye on her ears.
I thought you were talking about her like ear hair.
No. Ew.
Yeah, does my hair match my ears?
I love my grandma, but besides the purple hair, she is nothing like Shane.
No, Shane's a vibe. And they're on the farm, and let me just shout out Miona because let's give her credit where credit's due. She was much more willing to lend a hand on the farm than Julia on Ron and Betty's farm.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
I think that Miona, like a lot of people hate her. I think she is smart. Like she can play it nice. Even with this whole outfit with Mahala.
Maybe evil genius.
Yeah, she wasn't being rude.
No. And she may not have the best intentions, or she may be selfish or in it for herself. But at least, yes, to your point, she's smart, or she's an evil genius and maybe knows how to work the system and get her way.
Yeah, and even saying, yes, we live here, Jibri, let's cook here and there.
Right.
She doesn't want to do the cooking, but she makes the point that you should lend a hand.
And that's half of it. You might not want to do it, but half the battle is just doing it. For whatever reason you're doing it, just do it. Nike.
Yeah. That's my thing. I always say that.
Just do it?
You. I always say, just do it. Nike.
You know Garrison, my friend Garrison. Yeah. So speaking of high school reunions, in high school, I don't know if you guys do this in Czech, we do a yearbook quote.
We don't have yearbooks.
You don't have yearbooks?
No, this is an American thing.
Okay, but you know what a yearbook is.
Yeah, we know what we do. When you're graduating high school, you take all these freaking photos, and mine was the biggest epic fail in the world because I wore the worst possible outfit. I didn't think about it. I wore this shirt that was with polka dots.
You could see your G-string? Could you see your G-string in it?
No, but it was a polka dot shirt. It was basically like a summer shirt. It was like tied around your boobs a little bit, and there was a little flow. It was a nice shirt, but it didn't have any, what do you call it? Like a strings that goes over your shoulders, right? So looking nice looking shirt. When they took my photo, they took it above the shirt. So
like you were topless?
I look like I'm naked.
We need to see this.
I'll show you. My parents have it on display. But what we do,
That's hilarious.
they put this kind of like a wall together with everyone's name saying graduating from this and that school. And they put it in like a window of a store around the county.
Oh, boy.
So the topless self,
Oh, boy.
I was all over the place. My friends were calling me, making fun of me. They're like, why are you naked? Why are you the only person naked?
That's hysterical, Teresa.
Yeah, so think about your outfits, guys, because I didn't.
Yeah.
And I look naked.
Well, that makes my story way worse in comparison. I was just going to say Garrison, who you know, who is such a by-the-book guy, doesn't really take many risks. He didn't drink until he went to college, right? Great guy, one of my favorite people in the world, but he plays it safe. His yearbook quote was, just do it, Nike. It's like, that's the opposite. That is not his mantra at all.
Oh my
He's like,
gosh.
let me think about it before I do it. I'm not sure if I should do it. I don't want to do it. It was like, just do it. Like,
This is so unlike him.
so unlike him. So
Speaking
good.
of great quotes, I just saw it as a meme, but some girl somewhere, her yearbook quote was like, episode, let's say, I'm just gonna make it up because I don't know exactly, but it was like episode 5, season 7, minute 5:47 of The Office.
Yeah.
And then the quote was like Michael Scum, and he says, I should have burned this place down when I had a chance.
Jeez.
But her quote was just the
The entire timestamp and stuff?
the timestamp of that Office episode.
Oh, it didn't say I should have
No,
done this.
no,
list.
no, no.
If
But
you
if
go
you-
to
yeah.
it, that's amazing. I love it. Okay, so they're all talking. Grandma Shane and Miona, they're talking. And she asks, how's life at the house? And Miona is honest and says there's a lot of rules. And Mahala's making comments about my clothing choice, which I don't appreciate. And Shane gets it. And we learn Shane is Mahala's mom.
Yes.
So Shane's like, you know, South Dakota is very conservative, so she could be trying to protect you, but also take it with a grain of salt because I'm her mother and she's a bit more conservative than me.
Yes. Why I have a problem with this, Mahala complaining about her outfits, is because Jibri is so colorful, so out there, so no South Dakota. He stands out, right? That's why I don't understand how Mahala could have a problem
Well, they're different.
with her. But yeah, but it's not like she's walking around in her tiny bikini. It's like she shows her belly here and there. Okay.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. Come on.
No, it's not a big deal at all, but I don't think it's a fair comparison. Jibri has pink hair and
He's so bright and colorful.
I know, but that's not she's not having an issue with Miona being colorful. She's
She
having
doesn't
an
want
issue
her
with
to
Miona.
stand out. Meanwhile, her son stands out.
She doesn't want Miona to show too much skin. It has nothing to do with standing out. It has everything to do with putting that body on blast.
True, but you know what's the most recent trend all over the world? Showing your little belly. Belly shirts are back.
Okay.
Let's be honest.
And you know where the last place that trend is going to reach? Probably South Dakota. So, it's, you know, maybe in 2 years that trend will finally reach
belly
South Dakota.
shirts are back.
All right, you guys, you heard it here first.
I wish I could pull them off.
You heard it here first.
But I hate the belly shirt because then when I eat something, you sit down and everything pops out.
Yeah.
That's why I don't wear them. But hey, some people can. If you can pull it off, pull it off. But they're back. And that's what I'm saying. It's not like she's being crazy. She's just being trendy.
Isn't it interesting? We have 2 storylines on this season that are basically cover up your body. We have Mahala telling Miona, and we have Mohamed telling...
Oh, you're right. I couldn't
Right?
think of the second one. But yeah.
Yeah. So they finish the farm work, and Shane's like, if everything works out with you guys, I want to be at the wedding. Where should I plan to be? And Jibri's like, right here.
Beautiful horses, by the way.
Sweet horses. Love the horses. Jibri wants to get married with the horses. Maybe a ring horse instead. You know, a lot of people put their ring on a dog.
I wanted to have a llama. We talked about it several times.
Yeah.
John said no, but okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, why? Yeah,
They
a
could
ring horse.
ride down the aisle
Oh
on
my
the horse.
gosh.
So many options.
A photo shoot with a horse.
with the
That would be
horse.
beautiful.
Yeah. And so Jibri, clearly without asking or communicating,
I think this is the first time he told her.
it's like, I think right here. I think it's a great spot. My parents got married in the farm, so I figured we get married in the farm. Miona clearly wants the beach wedding. And Shane is quick to take Jibri's side and says, it's going to be harder for family to travel to the beach, you know. And not only is there no communication, I guess it goes hand in hand. There's no compromise because it's Jibri going, no beach, and Miona being like, beach. And just back and forth, no beach, beach, no beach, beach. There's zero compromise. They're in a stalemate already over this topic. And it seems like it's just going to go on forever till the end of the 90 days. And it's just like courthouse, I guess.
No, they're going to have a beach wedding somewhere.
You think so?
I think so. Unless she wraps her mind around South Dakota and...
Again, a compromise would be there's lakes. There's got to be lakefront beach. I know it's not ocean, but that's compromise. There's none of that. It's I want the beach. We're not doing it on the beach.
But let's give her this, right? Wedding should be once in a lifetime. You should compromise, right? But if she really wants to do a beach wedding, and I think Jibri mentioned it, just do a get married at the court, save some money, have your beach wedding, and be smart about it. Maybe have it in a year with the family when you maybe save some money and can afford it.
Can the family get there? Grandma Shane said it's going to be tough for family to get there. You have to compromise. If I said, I want to get married on the top of a mountain in Aspen, Colorado.
I would do that.
You would, but if we couldn't make it happen, if it was too expensive or a family couldn't get there, it'd be like, all right, well, what if we did it on the top of a mountain in Connecticut, right?
True.
There's compromise.
Oh, yeah,
and
absolutely.
we're not seeing that here.
Yeah.
So then 61 days to wed. And let me just mention, we are flying through their segment because we just jumped 10 days.
We are, but not through other people's segment.
Other people, it's 2 days into, like Emily and Kobe, I think we're 2 days in.
I was going to say.
We just jumped 10 days within this episode with Jibri and Miona. And Jibri just got word that the Black Serbs, they have an opportunity.
In Chicago.
In Chi-Town.
Shout out to the Windy City.
Chi-Town, yeah. So Jibri is like, I got to tell Miona about this. She's probably not going to be happy. And she's not. She's not thrilled to hear about Chicago.
But she might love Chicago. I love Chicago.
That's my main note here is that Miona's complaining the entire season so far. We're episode 7. She's complaining, South Dakota, not for me. South Dakota's boring. I stand out. I can't wear what I want. Now there's an opportunity to go to Chicago. And she's like, I don't want to go to Chicago. It's one of the best cities in the world. And she's like, I don't want to go to Chicago. What are we doing here then? Is it LA or nothing for you?
I think so. Because that's all she knows from like pictures and movies and shit. I love Chicago.
Yes.
Home Alone, bitches. That's Chicago. So many movies are made in Chicago. Chicago, it's cold. Yes.
Yeah.
So you do need to like the winter.
But South Dakota's not Key West.
And Chicago, I love Chicago. I've been once, I'm not going to lie. But I fell in love with Chicago.
Yeah, I guess the real thing Miona has an issue with is David. She doesn't want to go to Chicago and be with David.
Speaking of David, I don't know if you watched the previews, but it's going to get wild between David and Jibri.
Why, what happens?
In the previews, they like jump each other and they start like fighting on the floor. Yes.
Are you sure that wasn't
No, that was the
baby
previews.
at MMA practice?
No, that was Jibri and David.
Oh, wild. Well, so she hopes that if she goes to Chicago, maybe David will start shit, which it sounds like he will. Because Miona wants Jibri to see David's true colors. He's an asshole.
And let me ask you this, right? From what I understood, Miona and David only met once. And that's how they just hate each other from meeting each other once?
Yeah. I think so. It sounds It sounds like they met once, it wasn't good, and it hasn't gotten better. There's still been constant judgment. And so it was that, again, first impression is everything. It was that first impression, it was bad, and it's never gone better since.
Yeah.
We'll see in Chicago. Maybe my second favorite part of this episode, for no other reason than just the way it was said. When Miona goes, I left everything, I followed you here, then I'm going to follow you to Chicago, and I have one wish and it's too much to ask for. And Jibri's like, what's too much to ask for? And
a beach wedding.
Miona, no. She just goes, beach wedding. She didn't even say A. She just goes, beach wedding.
It was not aggressive to say.
I died
beach
laughing.
wedding.
I died laughing.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
That was so good. Yeah,
And
but-
Chicago has a beach. So there's your compromise.
Sure. And back to when I said she's smart. I think she really knows what's going on because she said, okay, yeah. And she was telling this to the camera. She's like, yeah, I'm not gonna go down to David's level. I'm just gonna be there and see if he loses his shit. So for Jibri to see.
Exactly.
But she's gonna play it.
We'll see.
Whether or not she is actually the one who's right and she's the one who was being nice, right? She knows what she's gonna do. Like she has her play ready.
Yeah, let's see. This will be interesting. I feel like this is maybe one of the first times, if not the first time, we'll see two different cities for a couple in one season. We saw them in South Dakota. Now we're going to see them in Chicago.
I'm sure we've seen that before.
In the same season?
Yeah. We've seen the Jess and Cole in Chicago and Jess and Cole in Vegas.
I guess that's true.
That's just the only one I can think of right now because of Chicago. But
yeah, I know we saw like Russ and Powell and Oklahoma and then Miami, but I feel like it was two different seasons. But all right, I'm still into it. I'm excited.
I'm too. And one more thing I'm going to say about Miona, what I appreciate about her, she's very calm. Even though she gets a little upset, she gets a little uncomfortable. Unlike many of these other crazy women that's been on 90 Days, she's very calm. And I appreciate that. Because
she's not
keep
throwing
your cool.
shoes.
No, and that's why I'm saying, like,
Jess.
I kind of like Miona.
Yeah, she's done nothing on this show.
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing on this show to say, yeah.
And so far, even in uncomfortable situations, she can still handle herself.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Yeah, we'll see. Who knows? It only takes one episode and then we could hate her.
Totally. But let's talk about someone who cannot handle herself.
Speaking of hate, okay? I was enraged during this segment. It's 88 days to wed, as we said. Some are on a faster timeline on this season, some are not.
Emily and Kobe.
And Emily and Coben go wake up Kobe in bed. Because who can forget, Emily and Coben spent the night together. Kobe slept alone. And First night in the house. And Emily goes in and is like laughing that Kobe spent the first night in the house by himself. She's like laughing. You're giving me so many reasons to hate you, Emily. Stop it.
Yeah, she's not the nicest person.
No. And they all go and they brush their teeth together. Okay. Because there's enough room for three people to brush their teeth over one sink, but there's not enough room to share a bed. And Emily starts barking orders. Put Coben down. Close the bathroom door. Don't tickle him. Right?
Yeah. Okay. Again, we're not parents, so it's really hard for us to talk about this part because we have no experience, right? But at the same time, I do have experience with kids. And
you were an au pair.
I was an au pair. I get it. She's been the only person basically in Coben's life until now, right? You need to let Kobe in. And also, let Coben be a kid. If he's gonna hit the wall and fall, like, okay, it's not he's gonna learn. He doesn't have to live by a freaking schedule just because this is something you always do and now there is Kobe. Let him be part of Coben's life and figure it out together. Like, it bothers me that she's so strict on all these rules. Like, he's a kid. He's growing.
And it's Coben's dad, which is the thing that frustrates me the most. It's not Emily's friend came over and, it's nap time. When he wakes up, you can see him.
Yeah.
It's Coben's dad who has been away for 17 months. We have to make some...
Not by choice.
Right, we have to make some compromise here. And you see Coben, and this broke my heart, this segment, because you see he's a good dad. He wants to be a good dad. Coben's diaper needs to be changed, and Kobe jumps right into action and is basically like, let me change this diaper. Okay, I'm sure there's a lot of other guys on 90 Day Fiance who would be like, Emily, diaper needs to be changed.
Not just on 90 Day. Like, there are guys in life who will not change a diaper.
What were we watching? And the guy refused to change it.
Oh.
Don't you remember this?
Yeah, I do.
Was it 90 Day?
It was probably 90 Day. I don't think we watch anything else.
Oh, yeah. It was so bad. And he was like, no, I'm not going to change a diaper. And they're like, no.
Oh my gosh, I know what you're talking about.
But you... What
a kid.
It was so divisive, and everyone was
And
like,
I remember we podcasted about it because I said, you will be changing diapers.
right.
Who
So
was it? It wasn't like a previous season.
So
was
not
it a
Darcy
child?
and it wouldn't be Married at First Sight. There's no kids.
No.
It wasn't Darcy and
No.
Stacey. It wasn't Below Deck. It had to be 90. Was it the
yeah.
other way? Who has kids? Not. I'm trying to think of guys who wouldn't change a diaper.
Maybe was it Gino and Jasmine just talking about it? No.
St. John? No.
No.
I think it was people just talking about it. Like, oh, if we have kids. This is going to kill me. Guys, call in. Call in.
I literally remember the conversation you and I had. Who
But
was
the point is, there are guys who are like, absolutely
Yeah.
not changing a diaper. That's for women to do. And here we have Kobe racing to the dirty diaper to change it.
Yeah, it's the way she talks to him. She could have said, and I get it, you need to have everything ready because babies move. You don't want to have shit on your couch, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
she could have said, like, hey, babe, before you do it, like, here, there's just get the napkins ready, make sure everything's good to go. It's the tone and the way
Well,
she says things.
And the idea that Emily had to figure everything out for the first time, too. And now she's not letting Kobe figure things out. Just because she had a head start and she figured it out herself first, and Kobe's 17 months behind, you still have to figure it out yourself, too. Emily, let him figure it out.
True, but again, you don't have shit on your couch. So
Sure.
because she knows something, she can give him a few tips. I would appreciate tips. You would appreciate tips. It all comes down to the way you say things,
Yeah.
right? If she was literally being nice, like, oh my gosh, thanks for doing that. Hey, before you start, like, make sure you have everything ready because kids move fast and they're going to be shit all over the place, right?
Yeah.
Perfecto. But she made him sound like, oh my gosh, you do everything wrong. Why are you doing it? Like, I've been doing this for 17 months. I know better. Of course you know better, but help him in a nice way to do this right.
She comes with that energy so that she can go, you're doing it wrong, just give it to me. She just wants to take it and do it herself. So that's why she comes with that energy.
And then she blames it on her, if you are a Virgo or a Pisces, what is that?
Her astrological sign,
Yeah,
right?
she blames it on it because she
Give me a
says,
break.
I'm a Virgo. I like things my way or highway. What does it even mean?
My way, the highway?
My way or what?
The highway.
Yes. What's the highway?
Leave.
Oh. Okay. Well, I don't really follow signs, astrological signs,
Yeah.
but girl, don't blame your family drama on you being a Virgo.
Yeah. But speaking of the highway, they're heading out for the day. So they put Coben in the car seat in the back. And here's where I'll take Emily's side. Kobe's like, I want to drive. Let me drive. And Emily doesn't want Coben in the car when Kobe drives for the first time in the States. And I'll agree with that.
I do too.
Let's get comfortable with the road and traffic.
It's a little different. Let's be honest. I was driving in Czech when I came to the States. The family I was an au pair for, they actually paid for one driving lessons just to show me around and how things are, right? Before I could drive the kids.
Yeah. And even just learn the neighborhood, learn the town, get comfortable with this new car. You've never driven this car before. And then we'll throw the kid in, right? So I agree with Emily there. So they're driving around and...
I was just going to add, again, it all came down to the way she talked to him. Because Kobe got upset because she talked to him like he's an idiot.
Yeah.
I'm bothered by it.
Oh,
there are ways she could have said, babe, no, like, hey, you have to learn how to drive without the baby. Once you do that, we'll put a baby in. Like, be nice about it. Don't be an asshole.
100%. And they're taking this tour of the downtown. And Emily's like, oh, look, there's a jewelry store. Insinuating that, oh, maybe Kobe, jobless Kobe, right? You guys don't have money. Maybe he can upgrade her ring.
Okay, Darcy.
Okay. And he could take one of his earrings out. Did you see those huge? They're probably CZs, maybe they're diamonds, but huge. Take one of those out, put it on a ring. But he's not impressed with downtown Salina, and they get out into, I guess, more of the rural upscale area, and it's an Ari and Baby-esque tour of Emily showing these $1 million homes. And Emily's like, oh, yeah, I'd love to have one of these homes. How about get your own starter home first. Before you start thinking about your $1 million homes, how about just getting a home to start so that you can have your own little family together?
But you're right. Like Ari and Emily both were like, look where we live.
Yeah.
Look at this fancy little town.
Which is fine. Be proud of your town.
Yeah.
But be grounded in some reality.
I just realized I have never given you a tour of my hometown.
I've driven around it.
Yeah, but because we were going from place A to place B.
Yeah.
You've never gotten the, oh my gosh,
I've never given you one of mine. I take you down the Noodle.
Well, yeah.
That's not a tour. That's just the only street.
I'm going to take you to a walking tour when we go to Czech.
Okay.
Because you deserve it.
All right. Thank you. So they get back to the house. Things are tense between Emily and Kobe. And Emily's like, I'm going to give Coben to you, but he's not going to be happy. Which is a terrible way to preface the handoff.
Again, she doesn't know how to talk.
Just go, I'm going to give Coben to you. And if he starts to freak out, whatever. But to be like, I'm going to give you your son, and he's not going to be happy about that, is infuriating.
Mm-hmm.
And she hands Coben to Kobe, and he starts to cry a little bit, sure. And Emily does this pouty face, like, oh no, he's crying. Stop it, okay? Again, not parents. So say what you want to us. But when my sister passes me or passes you, her niece or my niece,
our niece,
and she starts to cry a little.
Not with me. I'm the baby whisperer.
But my sister will be like, stop it. Like, stop it, right? Doesn't encourage it. Because if you're like, oh no, she's crying, you're encouraging it. She's going to keep crying.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, she's a little not sure what's happening. Oh, I'm getting passed off. Who's this new person? But you don't encourage that behavior, and they'll get over it because she finally does give Coben to Kobe in 2 seconds. Coben's fine with it. Coben stops crying.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's not a big deal. But Emily can't stand the idea that someone else can hold Coben and Coben be happy about it.
I think there is a part of me that can a little bit understand, but you need to get rid of the jealousy or whatever that is. You have another person to help you with Coben now. It's not just on you. Embrace it. It's almost like she's challenging him. Like, oh, I'm the better parent. Like, blah, blah, blah. No, just take him in. Now it's the three of you. You can relax a little bit. He can take some of the responsibility off your plate. And I feel like she's having a hard time with it. Again, I don't like, what's her name? Emily?
Yeah.
I don't like Emily. The way she talks to him is horrible. But it's just a day too. She needs to wrap her mind around this new situation too.
Yeah, she does. I just keep going back to the fact that this is the father. It's 50% of Coben. It's not. Emily acts like Coben's 100% me.
Because
it's 50-50.
That's all she knows.
I know. But
speaking of 50-50, right?
Yeah.
That's why you are parents. You talk about shit. Like when Coben wants to feed him nuts, right?
Yeah.
Almost like when I was a kid, nut allergies didn't exist. At least I didn't know about it, right? Yeah. It's a serious thing. I know some people can get really bad, but it's more about like, yes, those nuts were tiny. Kid can choke on it.
No, but I read about this because I wanted to educate myself. And everything I read was like, no, give your kids these nuts, but grind it up. They should be ground.
Yeah,
so
and
that
what I'm saying is like I would be more worried about him choking on the nut than having an allergic reaction.
No, and that's why what I was reading was like, no, introduce these nuts to your kids, but don't have them chew on it. They should be ground
that's
up.
What, you know why Cheerios have the holes in?
And I think that's a lie.
Really? Everyone says that all the time.
It could be true.
Kids don't swallow.
It was
there is like a hole that you don't like choke on it.
It was Lifesavers. That was a myth that they put the hole in it so that you could breathe. It could be true with Cheerios. I'm not sure.
Well, that's what I heard. I don't know if it's true, but
before the whole nut thing, before Emily going nuts, there was just this nice montage of Kobe and Coben hanging out, snacking, right? Just having a good time together, playing on the floor. It was so beautiful to see. You could see the real bond happen. And that bond would have never happened if Emily didn't have to go put in that solid 5 hours of work, right? Because she came back. It was like 5 hours later, Emily comes home, right? If Emily was there, she would have been getting between that bond.
Yeah.
But because she was able to leave, Kobe and Coben really bonded, and it was freaking beautiful.
Yeah,
I loved it.
It was.
I loved
She
it.
definitely needs to let him be the father because
He is the father.
not just that. She should appreciate the fact that he wants to be the
Yes.
father.
And I hope this isn't the case, but if you keep preventing it from happening, he's probably just going to go, all right, fuck it then. And not be as engaged.
I don't think he will. He really seems to be genuinely interested in being there for Coben.
I think so, but I just have to imagine if you kept telling me no, 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 bro, like Chris with a K, I would eventually be like, all right, fine, do it yourself.
Yeah.
I hope I wouldn't because it's a father and a son, but I just have to imagine that takes a toll on you.
Yeah.
So it was a beautiful moment. I love seeing it. Emily infuriates me. That's the segment. All right, Ari and Bini. So a little bit of a chat. It's the morning after they were in New York City that they had that big fight and talking about the living situation. Ari says, we're going to stay here for now. Obviously, they're going to stay there for now.
Because they have no money and no job. So
Yeah. And Ginny signed a year lease. So they're going to stay there. But the big thing is they want to smooth things over. They want to be on good terms because they're going to introduce Bini to the entire family tonight.
Speaking of money, they don't have jobs, they don't have money, they don't know how to pay for things. But they hire a babysitter so that can watch Abby when they go to dinner.
Good.
You can bring Abby to dinner. Come on.
No, because my note was when the baby doesn't come to dinner, you know it's going to get ugly. You don't want to have a baby around.
You can sleep. No?
I think maybe the dinner is going to get a little more heated. It could be the end of the dinner. I don't know. But I thought if you leave the baby at home, it's because things are going to get messy. Wine's going to get thrown. Something's going to something's going to happen. But that was my thought. But before dinner, Bini FaceTimes his sisters, Mimi and Wish. And you can tell Bini, he loves the sisters, but there's a little bit of unease there ever since the wine throwing.
Yeah, because he says he hopes that one day they can get along with Ari. They
Don't
can
hold
get
your breath.
past the whole wine throwing. What bothers me is that the sisters still think that that was a good thing to do. Like, they don't see anything wrong with the fact that they threw wine into her face. Like, you can...
Yeah.
I think it's so disrespectful. Forget about the relationships, good or bad. You don't do it to your brother's fiance. You just don't.
No, don't do it to anyone.
Absolutely. But especially to a family,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And she will let's say they don't get married, right? She
Yeah.
will forever be a family because of Avi.
Yes.
So don't disrespect. I mean, I'm not saying that Ari is a saint. I don't genuinely love Ari. I think she can be an asshole too, right?
Yeah.
But she didn't deserve the wine throwing.
I agree. And the big thing that comes out of this Skype session is Bini's sisters saying, well, even if things aren't great, you guys can still get married and you can get a green card through Ari.
Yes.
And then you can be in Avi's life, but you can go back and forth between Ethiopia and
True.
America.
Well, it's kind of true because if he kept doing it a lot, he would get flagged.
Going back and forth.
Yeah, like a lot. It depends. You can travel, but with the green card, you cannot be outside of the US for more than 6 months. And if you keep doing it, you'll need to talk to the government and explain why. And I have a friend whose husband is a doctor in Israel, right?
Oh, yeah.
They keep doing it, going back and forth, and she got flagged. But they had to explain why they've been doing it because he is an American citizen, but is employed by the Israeli army as a doctor. So she got a pass. Like, you just need to explain why you keep doing what you're doing. Otherwise,
Sure,
you
it looks
can't
suspicious.
really. Yeah.
I feel like if you said, oh, I have a child in America,
True.
then you may.
Again, like, yeah, I'm sure you can explain yourself, but
You have a certain circumstance that allows that. So, okay, family dinner time. They get to the Rocky Hill Inn, which is a beautiful little restaurant, and love places like this. Whole family's there, parents, brothers, sister.
how many siblings does she have? I know she has a sister, she has a brother.
It looks like two brothers.
Two brothers and one sister, right?
Yeah. And Sister Kristen starts going in and says, last time Ari was here, I heard you guys fighting through the wall. What was going on?
And again, this brings my point back to when the foreigners are talking to the Americans for the first time, meeting the family and friends.
Oh boy.
They're nervous and their English language isn't the best. And they say a lot of things that come across the wrong way. Whether they mean it or not, it's a disaster. And this is an example of the disaster once again.
Well, and I wonder if it's fair, and you could tell me, I guess, is it even fair to grill a non-native speaker with questions like this the first time you meet them, because they're already nervous, right? I'm nervous to meet an English speaker. I'm English. If your parents were English speaking and I'm English, I'd be nervous to meet your parents regardless, right? And now add on to that you don't speak the language. And so is it even fair on these first meetings to interrogate someone who doesn't speak the language?
It's not fair.
It's not fair.
No, and again...
Because ask next week, right? Nothing's going to change. Ask next week.
Like when I met your parents, I was very nervous. They didn't interrogate me, but they did ask questions.
Right, but imagine...
get to know me.
But imagine if they did ask you these tough questions, you would be extra nervous. You're going to fuck up your answers because you're not thinking straight.
Sure.
And so it's almost like you're not even going to get a real answer from the person because they're just all discombobulated, trying to string a sentence together. It's just you're putting him in unfair.
And you can see how
situation.
nervous he is because he loves Janice and Fred. He knows them, right? Janice like his mom. And he wants to have a good relationship with Ari's family. He wants to be this one big happy family, right? So that's an extra pressure. It's not like, oh, Ari doesn't get along with her family, but like, let's all meet. Who cares, right?
Yeah. No, he does. And he's emotional and he's crying. And he's telling Kristen, I made a mistake. I was busying myself. I'd go to the club. I wanted to forget the past.
Well, this whole thing, what he said, didn't make a lot of sense, but it sounded bad. It almost sounded like he cheated on her.
Kind of, yeah. Because Kristen's asking him what was the fight about? Why were you fighting?
Yeah.
And he was saying, well, I was going out and I was trying to forget the past because I was alone. That means I was keeping myself busy. I don't want to sit home
but
and
that's
just
what I'm
think
saying.
about
Again,
things.
it's the English language. It's the language barrier. And Janice was there to help. She was like, you're trying to say you were afraid that she's not coming back with Abby.
Yeah.
Which is true, right?
I don't think he said anything that incriminating.
No. I just think that if he knew English a little better, he would have said what he said.
I was going clubbing. Yeah.
Yeah, he made it sound, yes. And he made it sound way worse.
Yeah. Well, here's where it gets really bad because Ari's brother asks if Bini could see himself staying in the States.
What kind of a question is that?
For a while. I get that question because you love Czech, right?
I love Czech.
You love Czech. So I could see someone asking, well, do you plan on staying here forever? Or do you want to go and live in Czech with John? Or like, I could see the question.
Yeah, but that wasn't the question. Like I honestly, if there was an opportunity for us to move to Europe and you would be on board, I would want to do it. Let's just be very honest.
That's kind of how I'm interpreting the brother's question.
Oh.
He said, do you see yourself staying in the States for a while?
Well, but he asked him. He didn't say,
do you guys? Right. Okay.
And which
nuance.
Made it sound like, wait a minute, he came here for Ari and the baby. Why are you asking him if he sees himself?
Right.
Like I would... If someone asked me, I would always, even if someone asked me like, hey, Teresa, do you see yourself staying in the US? My answer would be like, well, I would love for us to move to Europe. If there is an opportunity, I would definitely jump on it. Yeah. But it would consider me and John. Yeah. It wouldn't be just me. So that's why I thought the question was a little wrong.
Yeah. Well, that's a great answer. Bini's answer, not so great. Because
poor Bini.
When asked, do you see yourself staying in the States? Bini's like, of course. I want to try MMA fighting.
All these opportunities for me here.
Nothing about Ari. It mentions nothing about Avi.
But again, the brother asked about him. So he's basically giving the right answer. And just overall, it's all wrong.
It could have been, well, yes, because I think this is a great place for Avi to be raised around family and you guys. And nothing about MMA fighting, but that's all he said was MMA fighting. And Janice is like, well, who's going to pay the bills? And Bini goes, I'm a dreamer. Ari knows that. And then he goes, even if I'm not with her, I want to be in the UFC.
Oh my gosh.
I want to be a fighter. I want to be a champion. And Kristen, of course, goes, is that why you're here? And Bini says, I came for Ari. But even if she doesn't want me, oh boy, even if she doesn't want me, my family told me Ari can sign for a green card because that's good for me.
And you can cut through the silence.
And the number one worst answer for why are you with Ari goes to Bini for the green card.
Yeah, this was so bad. But deep down, I believe that that's not what he was trying to necessarily say.
I hope not.
I mean, yes, in a way he was. He said, even if we don't make it work, I hope I can stay here. Maybe I can do my fighting, still see Avi, still see maybe my other son, right?
Yeah.
It's just the way he said it.
It was bad.
It was so bad.
It was bad.
It was really bad.
The only thing that came close to being that bad was Ari just letting that salmon go cold the whole scene.
I didn't even know. You see, you're so good at details.
Not one bite. Just let that salmon go cold. All right. I don't know why we got Bilal and Shaeeda this episode.
There's nothing happening, but let's talk about it.
We got a little bit. They've had their ups and their downs, but they're trying to put the past in the past. So Bilal has a surprise.
You know how I feel about Bilal and Shaeeda, and it really hit me on this episode.
Tell me.
How Bilal, we all know that Bilal is very controlling, right?
Yes.
That he controls what happens on the show. That it almost feels like he gives Shaeeda a list of things that he's planning on doing and her reactions because they're walking, and Shaeeda was like, oh my gosh, and gondola, I wish I could go one day. And Bilal was like, today is the one day. It almost feels like it's fake. It doesn't feel genuine, right? There were several gondolas. For me, if I saw a gondola, I would be like, oh, look at this gondola, cool. I wouldn't be like, one day, I want to get on this beautiful and romantic gondola ride. And then the person steps in and is like, actually, today is the day. That, to me, that feels so fake or so prepared. Like, if Bilal just told her, like, I'm going to surprise you with a gondola, but I want you to build it up to it because it's going to be a big thing.
Well, I think she said... What I picked up was in the past, she said she's wanted to go on one. So it's not like the first time she said it. She's been saying it. And then he was like, okay, that's the big surprise. Hey, at least they pronounced it right. Unlike Katina and Elijah. Gondola. The gondola. I love the gondola.
Yes.
So Shaeeda loves it, of course. It's the definition of romantic, she says. And she's feeling happy and grateful. So mark 2 boxes on your Bilal bingo card. She is feeling happy and grateful. They're taking this gondola ride.
You know what's funny? She said it's the definition of romantic. I don't see it.
Well, she's got this plastic view of romance.
What's your definition of romantic? And don't think too deep about it. Just go.
See, I would probably equate romance with love, which is probably not the right thing to do, because I would say romantic is just being there, doing taking that extra step for someone. I think that's romantic. Because to me, if I came home and you had a table with a tablecloth and candles, which is I think what someone would classically think of as romantic, yes. I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? I feel like this is so cheesy. So my idea of romance is a little just more subtle, I think, and just going that extra mile, doing like when we were in Chicago, and we've told this story before, and you ran out to pick up food. I was probably showering or something. You ran out to pick up.
You're doing number 2, but sure.
You ran out. I was showering, Teresa. You ran out to pick up Portillo's, and we didn't talk about it, but you also went to the liquor store and grabbed beer and came home. To me, that's romantic.
Oh.
The fact that you did something that went the extra mile. We didn't talk about it. You just took it into your own hand to do a little something extra, which was just grab beer. That's romantic for me.
I totally agree with you. I feel the same. I also think you like my homemade gifts that I make. Don't you find my homemade gifts romantic?
But okay, it's the same thing. Thoughtful. Okay, thoughtful is going that extra mile. Homemade gifts are thoughtful. So to me, that's romantic. This classical, a gondola ride.
I know.
That's not romantic. That's you're
trying
to be in a movie. You're trying to be in a movie.
Yes.
You're trying to do a rom-com.
It's like the idea.
A horse. Come on. folks, taking a horse-drawn carriage around Central Park is not romantic.
Don't do it.
It smells like shit. It's rude to the animals.
It's really bad for the animals.
They hate it. It's not romantic. It's the opposite. But you saw it in a fucking rom-com once, so now you think it's romantic. It's not. So I think my idea of romance and clearly Shaeeda's idea are different. They start talking about marriage and how Shaeeda always wanted to be married, but was worried she wouldn't find her person. And my third favorite moment of this episode is when Bilal goes, marriage is something I've wanted since I was 10 years old.
What a sad childhood.
So specific, but also, huh? Like, I wanted to be on the Yankees when I was 10 years old. And,
I wanted to be a paleontologist.
yeah, and Bilal wanted to be married. It's freaking Michael Scott.
Say that.
It's Michael Scott.
It's like, I want to have 100 kids so I can have 100 friends.
It's so sad.
Who says that?
It's so sad. And then Shaeeda tells Bilal that he's the right person for her. And she knows it 110%. And Bilal's like, that's good to know. That's good to know. That's his response to you're the right person. I know it 110%. And Shaeeda brings up kids, speaking of 100 kids. And Bilal's just like, This is the definition of romance, right, Teresa? How does it get more romantic than this? Oh, my
gosh.
And that's where I'm saying, yes, people confuse a romance with just a movie scene.
And that's why I asked you because I knew that your answer is going to be similar to mine, but I just wanted to put you on the spot for a bit. But yeah.
This guy, just because this guy is shitting on you in a gondola, that makes it romantic because it's in a gondola, right? And Bilal's like, we've only spent a week together, so we need time to get to know each other.
Which, this is the smartest thing he said.
I actually agree. Yeah, he's like, once you find love and you have it, you need to work even harder to maintain it. And putting a child in the mix makes it even more difficult.
Yes, but he's right. They need to get to know each other. But he should say, I'm open to kids, but let's get to know each other first. Then we can bring kids into the mix.
Yeah.
He's giving her these mixed answers that he doesn't want to, but he may. Like, dude, like she clearly wants kids. If you're going to marry her, that's something that you should know that you want or don't want before you say I do.
Absolutely.
So your mixed answers are just BS.
Yeah. And let me just point this out. Not sure if you noticed.
Okay.
They're sitting in the gondola. And Bilal
has the blanket on him.
Has the entire blanket on him. And Shaeeda has like the smallest corner on her. I mean, be grateful you even get a corner, Shaeeda. Be grateful you even get a corner of this blanket.
Yeah, he's a blanket snob.
So good. All right, that's it. That's the episode. What an episode. We loved that episode.
Loved it.
And I think it's going to get even wilder.
Oh my gosh. I truly, truly love this season.
I love it.
Love the couples.
Yes.
Everyone's just, whoa.
We hope you guys are loving it. Make sure you're following us on Instagram at Married to Reality Pod. Make sure you're following the podcast wherever you're listening. So easy to do. Look down, smash that follow button.
Guys, smash it like it's as hot as the G-Tongue.
Woo, G-Thang.
The G-Tag, whatever I was talking about earlier, but
yes. Smash it like it's hot. We got merch if you want to rep the brand, if you want to rep the Married to Reality brand. We got merch, marriedtorealitypodcast.com. There's a button for the store. Check out the hoodies, the t-shirts, the mugs. It's all there. And thank you again for the reviews. We really appreciate them. So if you haven't left one, please do. Please leave a review. It means the world to us. Be like Topper's mom.
Yes.
Thank you, Topper's mom.
Thank you, Topper's mom. We love the review.
For that review. We love the review. We love love. And that's it. I've said it all. Have you said it all?
All.
You've said it all. All right. That means we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.